Tonight, a daycare rabies scare.
Our initial investigation discovered that there were some people who may have had exposure.
Parents are sounding the alarm after a bat tests positive at a Brantford childcare center.
We are still working with parents and healthcare providers to get further history and stories on any nature of potential contact.
Plus, a tense day for travelers flying on Air Canada.
Any progress in talks?
None at all. It's been crickets.
As thousands of flight attendants are set to strike tomorrow.
What we're offering with regards to ground pay will be the best in Canada.
And the crumble craze hits Waterloo region.
Strawberry one?
I don't know. It was really good, though.
I like the original, though, because it's just like classic, like the original semi-sweet.
Dozens of fans are vying to be the first to take a bite out of the popular cookie.
Well, I didn't expect this line to be this long. I think it's the best cookie out there. I think it's worth it.
Good evening. Air Canada is winding down its operations as 10,000 flight attendants gear up to go on strike at 1 a.m. if a deal isn't reached. Nearly 300 flights have been canceled, impacting more than 55,000 people so far today. Ottawa is calling on both sides to work with federal mediators. CTV's Camille Kamali reports.
Behind these doors, the war room for flight attendants who say they're waiting for Air Canada to meet them at the table.
Any progress in talks?
None at all. It's been crickets.
Almost no progress made throughout the day today on a new agreement between the airline and the union representing more than 10,000 flight attendants. With little runway remaining before workers walk off the job, Air Canada told the federal government that it wants to go through binding arbitration that would bring in a neutral third party into the negotiations. The union responded today saying Air Canada's request for ministerial intervention under Section 107 should be firmly rejected.
We don't think that a third party should be coming in to save the day once again for Air Canada, swoop in and not let them negotiate.
Both sides are battling it out over wages. Air Canada has said it's offering a 38% increase in total compensation that includes wages, benefits, and pension over 4 years. But the union says when you look at just the wages, that amounts to just over 17% over 4 years. The airline says that's a fair amount.
This will make them the best paid in Canada. And that's important because they are the best flight attendants in Canada.
Flight attendants also fighting to get compensated for unpaid work that happens before takeoff and after landing. Air Canada has offered to pay 50% for that work while planes are on the ground. The union wants 100%.
What we're offering with regards to ground pay will be the best in Canada. So, we're working to, recognize the contributions of the flight attendants.
Jobs Minister Patty Hajdu's office now urging both sides to work with federal mediators to get a deal done, something that seems far from happening at this time. Kamal Karamali, CTV News, Toronto.
And already the looming strike has some travelers scrambling as their flights are canceled. It's left some stuck at their destination and are now looking for another way home. CTV's Alexandra Hollick has been looking at the local impacts for us and joins us live. Alexandra, I understand a pair of sisters from Kitchener say they've been left stranded in Scotland.
That's right, Ashley. Denise Marchant and her sister flew to Europe to celebrate Marchant's 60th birthday. They were supposed to fly back to Canada tomorrow, but their flight's been cancelled, turning their dream trip into a nightmare. Marchant says Air Canada is trying to rebook their flights, but they'll be stuck in Edinburgh for at least a couple more days. In the meantime, they're looking at finding their own way home on another airline, but costs have soared, leaving them with few options. Marchant also says she believes her final destination of Kitchener-Waterloo is making rebooking with Air Canada more challenging than it needs to be, because the last leg of the journey is by bus.
When you book with Air Canada living in Kitchener-Waterloo, we use the shuttle service, the shuttle from Waterloo Wellington Airport to Toronto Airport, and Now, the Air Canada just wrote us saying they couldn't find us flights home because they're looking at the final destination of the Waterloo Airport. They're not realizing that they need to look for something in Toronto, for us to land in Toronto.
The region of Waterloo International Airport says passengers should reach out to the airline for more information about their flights. CTV News has also reached out to Air Canada, but we haven't heard back yet. Ashley.
CTV's Alexandra Hollick reporting live for us tonight. Thank you, Alexandra. Well, it's time now for our first check on weather. Some great conditions for the 15th annual Riverfest Elora. That's where we find CTV's Alexandra Pinto. Alex, the music festival getting underway this afternoon and will go all weekend long.
It will, Ashley. We can't really ask for better conditions, too. The sun is shining. We've got a little bit of a break from the heat with some cloud cover, which is pretty nice. But, yeah, the band's officially hitting the stage as we officially kick off the weekend filled with so many events. I'm joined now by Kelsey Walker with Riverfest Elora. Kelsey, thank you so much for your time. This is a big year, 15th anniversary. Talk a little bit about the excitement around this milestone.
We're so excited to be back for our 15th year. The music has started. It's a community event. We're all local folks here that run the festival, over 600 volunteers, and we're just so thrilled that the sun is shining. It's going to be a beautiful weekend.
Isn't it nice? So some big names, too, are expected this weekend. Many people are excited about it. Who can we expect to see, and what are some maybe other highlights that people can enjoy?
For sure. Well, tonight we have Silver Sun pickups here on the main stage. Tomorrow Fits in the Tantrums, and Sunday night closing out with City in Color, as well as a whole host of other local and smaller bands. We have Marcy Playground and Wheatus tonight, which I'm very excited for, and a band called the Philharmonic on Sunday, which I just can't wait to see. As well as that, we have excellent food vendors, all locally sourced for the most part. Great, beautiful artisan vendors, excellent craft beer on tap. So we're just super excited to have folks here for the weekend.
I feel like it's something for everyone, and something we were talking about a little bit before. More than 600 volunteers to put this together. That is so impressive. Can you talk a little bit about just that importance and that community aspect?
Absolutely. In fact, 640 this year. Yes. So, and most of them are within walking distance of the festival. So it truly is like a party being thrown in our own backyard. It's such a close-knit community. We really bond over this and end up building lifelong friendships and such an incredible team that we really can rely on year after year.
So great. Well, you enjoy all your hard work. You can actually relax a little bit.
I hope so.
Thank you so much, Kelsey. So yes, lots to see and do here at Riverfest Elora this year, running right through until Sunday. But in terms of current conditions, as we look at our satellite and radar map, seeing a little bit of cloud cover, like we said here in Elora, Kitchener, Waterloo, seeing similar conditions this hour as well. Right now, 29 it is in KW, 28 in the City of London, and 25 if you are in Goderich. We're still feeling a bit of that humidity. So with the Humidex, it is feeling more like we are in the lower 30s or so. 31 in Toronto, 31 it feels more like in Mount Forest. So definitely still feeling a little bit about that heat and humidity, but I gotta say, pretty perfect conditions if you do have plans to head down here to Riverfest Elora for the 15th anniversary. We're going to be here throughout the hour, so Ashley will check back in just a little bit.
All right, Alex, looks and sounds great. Looking forward to hearing some more in a little bit. Thank you. A sentencing hearing for former Woodstock Mayor Trevor Birch was delayed today. The 50-year-old appeared for the hearing without his lawyer today, who has been disembarked. The judge ruled Birch should have representation adjourning proceedings for a month to give the former mayor time to find a new lawyer. A year ago, Birch was convicted on 2 counts of sexual assault. A separate sexual assault trial against him ended in a mistrial, with a retrial expected to take place. Regional police are looking for witnesses as they try to determine how a car driven by a 24-year-old Waterloo man ended up crashing into a utility pole. The collision happened along Albert Street near Seagram Drive Thursday afternoon. Police say the driver was taken to the hospital where he was pronounced dead. They are appealing for witnesses and dash cam footage as they try to get some answers. A warning, some details in this next story are disturbing. New developments tonight in an investigation at a homeless encampment in Barrie. The scene, the subject of an extensive search for weeks. Police now confirming 2 men were murdered. Another man now faces a long list of charges. CTV's Allison Hurst has more.
David Cheesecake, known as Kyle, was an avid skateboarder, but the circumstances surrounding his murder and that of William Blake Robinson are shrouded in mystery.
It's taken very long because it's multi-jurisdictional. Some of it's occurred in the area of other police departments like the OPP, so there's a lot of cooperation issues to sort out.
Police have not released details surrounding their deaths and dismemberments, but the man accused, 52-year-old Robert Ladouceur, known as Tattoo Rob, had a brief court appearance today.
Multiple scenes with extensive forensic analysis and then ultimately testing. Before they could ever lay a charge of homicide, they'd have to know they have a victim.
Details stem back to January when Robinson was reported missing. On July 30th, police blocked off a homeless encampment in Barrie. Ladouceur was arrested in Midland, Ontario on August 2nd, with police releasing images of a smashed Dodge Avenger and damaged police cruisers. The investigation then went to a property in Huntsville near Yearly and Cardwell Lake Roads on August 5th and a residence in North Simcoe County. Of the searches, police only said human remains were found. In the last week, the encampment has been fenced off, officials say, due to health and safety concerns, and cleanup is underway.
There's no actual words to describe how unbearable that must be for the folks who were living in this encampment. And certainly something that is shocking to the city.
According to court documents, both Robinson and Cheesecake have passed drug-related charges, but police have not commented on whether that has any connection to their investigation. They also haven't said what the link is between the encampment and Ladouceur, but one of Cheesecake's friends tells CTV News Cheesecake lived at the encampment with him. He adds that Cheesecake was a good guy, very helpful, who would offer up his tent if someone needed it. This friend says he also knew both Robinson and Ladouceur from the encampment as well. Robinson's fiancée tells CTV News she was lucky to share moments with him, that he was more than a drug addict. He's a father, a son, and one day was meant to be a husband, and they will always love him. Barrie police have scheduled a news conference on August 26, saying no further information will be released until then. Alison Hurst, CTV News.
Family and friends of a young father killed in a crash involving an alleged repeat dangerous driver are now calling for legal changes. As CTV's John Woodward reports, they're calling it Andrew's Law, and it appears to be getting some support from the Premier.
This tragedy should have been prevented.
Determination on the face of the younger brother of Andrew Cristillo. That's the 35-year-old man who was killed, his 3 daughters seriously injured in a crash earlier this month. 18-year-old Jaywin Kirubananthan was charged with dangerous driving. He was also charged with dangerous driving just months before in a crash with an OPP cruiser carrying Ontario's Premier Doug Ford. Kirubananthan was still allowed to drive because officers gave him a summons instead of getting a driving prohibition in a bail hearing.
When we allow dangerous drivers on the road, we're gambling with other people's lives.
That spurred Cristillo's friends and family to action. Their petition calls for mandatory driving bans for anyone charged with dangerous driving and lifetime bans for extreme dangerous driving.
We're petitioning to bring forward the Andrew Law, where dangerous drivers that are charged with dangerous driving are no longer allowed on the road. It's a privilege, not a right.
We asked Ontario's Premier about that idea on Thursday.
Is that something you'd support?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think it's long overdue. So we'll look at it. They're racing from point A to point B. It's just terrible. They need to have their license taken away.
Similar measures exist for stunt driving and drunk driving, says lawyer Monty McGregor, who has been following the case.
To me, it's a reasonable measure that affords us the security of knowing, okay, you're allowed out of jail, but we're trying to protect society from any further offenses.
Kirubananthan is in custody now. A decision was expected this morning on whether to release him on bail. After some legal arguments, that's been postponed to August 25th. Kirubananthan's lawyer, Barrie Fox, says his client's family attended court.
Well, the family's very concerned. There's no question about it.
The Cristillos asking people to sign their petition.
This is how we protect and prevent this tragedy from happening to your family. Please support it.
More than 1,000 people already have. John Woodward, CTV News.
We turn now to the wildfires in cottage country, where there was some encouraging news today. The 27-hectare Burnt River area fire is now under control. That means it has received enough suppression action to ensure no further spread. A stretch of County Road 49 has been reopened. The Kirkfield area fire is classified as being held, so it's not likely to get any bigger under current or forecasted conditions. People are being urged to continue staying away from the fire areas. A troubling situation for families in Brantford tonight. A bat found inside a local daycare has tested positive for rabies. Parents were told the dead bat was discovered in a room for preschool children Monday, and another live bat was spotted flying around inside just one day later. CTV's Hannah Schmidt joins us live now with more. Hannah, you spoke with a parent of a child who attends the daycare. What did they say?
Well, Ashley, Creative Minds Daycare confirmed to parents and caregivers the rabid bat was discovered inside the building earlier this week, confirming that one child and a staff member came into contact with the bat. Grand Erie Public Health says those who had direct contact were advised to start rabies treatment as a precaution. But families say this wasn't the first time bats have been spotted near the property. It's the kind of message that makes parents' stomachs drop. A notice from their children's daycare, warning of a bat inside, later confirmed to have rabies.
That was kind of our turning point, that we are going to just have an overabundance of caution.
And then another bat sighting.
There's two bats, a live one and a dead one. We figured it was in best interest to just get a better safe than sorry, get my son a rabies shot. There was a whole bunch of other children also.
A parent who wished to stay anonymous due to concerns over their child's private health information told CTV News they were alarmed by the news prompting them to pull their child out of daycare.
It does throw a wrench in some of the scheduling aspect because, all of a sudden now you need childcare full-time for 2 weeks that we weren't anticipating needing.
Grand Erie Public Health says anyone who had direct contact with the deceased rabid bat found on August 11th has already been contacted and advised to start post-exposure prophylaxis.
We do not have concern at this time, or have not been notified at this time, of anyone who had a high-risk exposure, which would involve a bite or a scratch. Or potentially any contact with other mucous membranes.
The daycare says no one came into contact with the second live bat that was found flying around the facility's second floor. Once the deceased bat was confirmed rabies positive and the second bat was sighted, the daycare was temporarily closed on August 13th.
We're not 100% sure how long the daycare will be closed for. We're hopeful that over the course of the next few days, we'll be able to report back to the parents. We're going to keep in touch with your parents directly.
But parents say they were stunned to learn there had been bat sightings months earlier. Sightings they say were never shared with families.
They've also seemed shocked by some of the other information that was provided. So again, it just seems like a big disconnect somewhere. And I think that's the frustration of, I know for us and probably a lot of other parents.
The daycare says those bats were found alive in a bin outside in June. No one touched them and they were removed without incident.
Our maintenance person came and took the tote and brought these two live bats outside of the facility's grounds and released them safely as required by the law because they are protected as an endangered species. It wasn't an incident in terms of anyone coming in contact with it. At the time, the center didn't see the need to concern parents.
The center now working with a wildlife control company to remediate the building.
The center has a crew on site from a wildlife specialist company who have come in every day this week to monitor the situation, to try and find where the bats were coming from.
While a public health investigation is underway into the circumstances surrounding the incident, Creative Minds Daycare will remain closed until the facility has been fully inspected and it is confirmed that no additional bats are present. At this time, the Public Health Unit says there is no recommendation or requirement for children who attend the daycare to remain at home or isolate. Once the daycare does reopen, staff will be conducting daily inspections for bats before the first student drop-offs. Ashley.
CTV's Hannah Schmidt reporting live for us tonight. Thank you, Hannah. Well, a reminder to start your day in the know with our CTV News Kitchener newsletter. Get the best local content from CTV News straight to your inbox. We've got today's top stories, the latest weather forecast, and some must-see videos, and it's all in one place. Sign up now at ctvnewskitchener.ca. A look at the 2025 Laurier Golden Hawks football team. Just ahead, Colton Weens gets a preview of the squad ahead of next season after its star quarterback signs with the NFL.
Well, the sun is shining and the stage is set as performers officially hit the stage here at Riverfest Elora. Plenty to see and do. I'll let you know if the sun is expected to stick around for the entire weekend festival in your full forecast coming up.
Download the CTV News app and stay on top of local stories as they unfold.
We go to a dramatic scene unfolding.
Customize your feed and watch live wherever you are. ctvkitchener.ca, your home for news.
Well, it's been about 9 months since the Wilfrid Laurier Golden Hawks played in the National Football Championship. The team back at University Stadium today for a controlled scrimmage against the York Lions. And as Colton Weens reports, they're still trying to settle on a new starting quarterback.
This time of year means one thing for university football players.
It's August again, so football season's right around the corner, so I just can't wait.
And at Wilfrid Laurier University, excitement is especially high. The Golden Hawks last season, one to remember, going undefeated through 11 games and coming up just short in the national final.
You have a 9-month off season, and we had the shortest off season of all, having played in the Vanier Cup, but it's still a long time in the weight room, in the meeting rooms, and no games. So the fact that training camp's here, there's a lot of excitement around the program.
Falls has been telling players since January not to think of all of last year's success, but instead that every season is new, with new players and in need of a new identity.
We know last year put a target on our back, so we're going to get everyone's best. But we've got a very mature group, a very talented group that knows we're going to have to earn everything.
One position with a lot of questions this season is who takes over for star quarterback Taylor Elgersma, who's now with the NFL's Green Bay Packers.
We've got 5 quarterbacks in-house, all working really hard. And like a lot of other positions, we're asking everyone to compete. We haven't solidified starters anywhere.
Falls doesn't expect anyone to fill Elgersma's shoes, but feels the depth of the roster will take a lot of pressure off whoever earns the job.
Just be themselves, play mistake-free football, and try to win football games.
Despite not knowing their starter, the leaders that are still in the lineup say the team's recent success has made a big impact on the program.
Definitely a culture change within the community. The guys have all bought into the process.
I think recruits look at this as a destination where you can win a lot of football games, where you can be seen on the national stage, but it also means for recruits, which isn't easy for them to realize, that you're probably going to have to be a developmental player before starting.
Following today's scrimmage with the York Lions, the Golden Hawks will solidify their starting lineup and will kick off their regular season on August 23rd against the Griffins at the University of Guelph. Colton Weens, CTV News, Waterloo.
Ontario doctors, especially those who work in emergency departments, are in talks with the province to restore a program that allows them to get paid when they treat patients who are eligible for OHIP but don't have a valid card. CTV's Pauline Chan explains.
I'm thinking about patients who are unhoused, patients with low socioeconomic status, migrant workers, and that does contribute a significant proportion of patients that we see in the emergency department every night.
Dr. Bernard Ho works at a downtown hospital and says they treat patients regardless of whether they present an OHIP card or not. But physicians can't bill for these cases. The Ontario Medical Association says these good faith patients include newborns.
If for any reason there's any kind of a delay with parents registering their newborn within a certain number of days after they're born, their OHIP number becomes ineligible or non-valid.
Those whose cards have lapsed.
This could be for some of our really vulnerable populations, those experiencing mental health issues, those who are experiencing homelessness. You do require an address to actually get your OHIP updated.
And sometimes unconscious patients without ID, like from a bad accident.
So physicians, provide healthcare in good faith. And so we're just asking for the remuneration to also pair with this.
Ontario used to have a system for good faith billing back in 1998. It was cut and brought back for a short time during the pandemic.
We are currently awaiting for the arbitrator to present their final award, and that would be hopefully sometime this fall.
Dr. Ho says good faith cases aren't counted by the ministry when determining funding for hospitals.
It affects the funding that our ERs get from the ministry, because part of the funding is tied to the volume of patients that we see.
He'd like to see these cases included.
We may get more physician hours of funding, which means that we might be able to fund one extra physician to staff the ER every day.
And he says that would significantly reduce wait times, a benefit to all patients. Pauline Chan, CTV News.
Well, taking a look back outside at Riverfest Elora, it could not be a better start to both the festival and, of course, your weekend. Perfect weather conditions this evening and into tomorrow. Of course, Alex will be back shortly to go through what we can expect over the it's not the long weekend. Maybe for some, I wish it was, but over the weekend and into your work week. She'll have those details coming up. Still ahead on CTV News, Presidents Trump and Putin meeting in Alaska today for what some are calling a high-stakes summit on the war in Ukraine. We'll have those details. Plus, the American president says dropping another trade threat, saying semiconductor tariffs are coming soon, which supports more than 100,000 jobs in Canada. Stay with us. With a stacked lineup, Riverfest Elora is celebrating 15 years with some big names and featured acts. Let's check back in with CTV's Alex Pinto, who is live from Bristol Park in Elora this evening. Alex, there's really something for everyone I can hear. I don't know if you can hear me or not, but there really is something for everyone. It's getting loud there.
It's getting a little bit louder as the hour goes on, but I can still hear for now, which is good. But we're hearing some great music. There's great food, drinks, lots of local vendors as well. And yeah, big names, City and Wheatus, to name a few. We heard Peter Piper hit the stage a little bit earlier, so something for everyone really at this family-friendly event, which is great. Also, like we mentioned, one of the highlights, these local vendors and really highlighting that local aspect. Sylvia Taylor joining us now. She's got a booth here, and this is your third year for coming here to Riverfest Elora. Tell us a little bit about what you do, because it's beautiful, beautiful work.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, this is all hand-blown glass. So this is traditional glass blowing as well as scientific glass blowing. I do two different processes. And I've been blowing glass for over 17 years now. I love doing this kind of work because it's technically challenging, but the vibrant colors kind of allows everyone to get a little bit of a feel for, or is drawn to different colors that match their home, and I get a little sense of what everybody's interested in. So it's quite involved, yeah.
And you are in Bellwood, so you're local, you're part of this community. How important is it for you to come to such a local event and such a big event like this and connecting with members of the community, maybe some familiar faces and new faces too?
Oh, it's like coming home for the holidays. I think everyone makes an effort to come out to Riverfest, and as a local artist, I think it's just really important to show face here and learn about what everyone else is up to, enjoy local music, and then reconnect with old friends. I just saw a high school friend that I knew since I was in grade one, so it's really nice to come out here and be involved in the community at large.
So again, third year coming back, and you'll probably be back next year.
Oh, for sure, yeah. My booth neighbor here is my closest friend. We met at Riverfest 4 years ago. So yeah, if that's an indication of what this festival means to us, yeah.
That's what this festival is about. So thank you so much for your time. Really appreciate it, and enjoy the weekend.
Cheers, thank you so much.
So yes, just one of several booths that you can expect to see. But right now, I don't know if we need this tent because the conditions are beautiful. As we take a look at our future cast this hour, just seeing a little bit of cloud cover here in Elora. So over Bristol Park, many areas across southern and southwestern Ontario, also just seeing a little bit of cloud cover throughout the hour. So really, it is beautiful, but it is hot. When you're in that direct sunlight, you can really feel that heat and humidity. So it's not until, I want to stop it here, overnight Sunday, this is when we could see a chance for a bit of active weather rolling in, potentially a chance to see a thunderstorm or so. And conditions hopefully are going to lighten up at the back half of the day before that does pass. But yeah, I wouldn't say a complete washout, but there is about a 40% chance or so for a bit of wet weather. So right now, 29 in Kitchener-Waterloo, 28 in Windsor, 29 also in Sarnia this hour. And with that humidex, it is feeling more like we are in the 30s pretty much right throughout. So yeah, we're feeling a bit of that humidity as well. Right now, as we said, 29 degrees. So this is our high for the day. We hit that about 2 o'clock or so this afternoon. Record high, 34. That was set back in 1944. And 2013, we saw an overnight record low of 6 degrees. So that sun now setting at 8:26 p.m. So we are noticing the days getting a little bit shorter. 17, that is our overnight low expected as we get into those conditions. Clear those skies, which is nice to see. And then tomorrow, 31, but with the humidex feeling more like 37. So if you are planning to come down to Riverfest Elora, bring those water.
I apologize. We're having a bit of audio issues with Alex. We'll check back in with her a little later in the show. Well, U.S. President Donald Trump and Russian President Vladimir Putin are together in Alaska today for a high-stakes summit on the war in Ukraine. Trump has said his goal is to get Putin back to the negotiating table. CTV's Mike Licator is in Anchorage with more. Mike.
A picture may be worth 1,000 words, but those images from the tarmac here in Anchorage may have left some people speechless. It was a very warm welcome and a red carpet treatment for Russian President Vladimir Putin. Of course, it looked like a coordinated photo op of the two presidents exiting their presidential aircraft at the same time and then meeting together on the red carpet for a handshake and then walking towards the presidential limousine. And we're being told, and we're hearing, I should say, from Russian media that it was Donald Trump who offered to give Putin a lift in the presidential limousine towards the building where they were going to have those talks. Those talks are ongoing. Russian media are reporting that they could go as long as 6 hours, but the White House had not scheduled that amount of time for it. We know that the one thing that U.S. President Donald Trump wants out of these is a ceasefire. He wants to make sure that Putin agrees to that in Ukraine, and he has said if he doesn't agree to that, he won't be very happy. He's also said he'll know within the first 2 to 5 minutes whether or not those meetings will be good meetings or not. They're also supposed to be joined by a number of their advisors, Sergei Lavrov, the foreign minister on the Russian side, and of course, Secretary of State Marco Rubio. They're having that expanded bilateral meeting instead of a one-on-one. Following that, we're expecting a joint press conference between the two leaders. But Trump has said, and the White House has said, it could be that if the meeting doesn't go well, then it will be just Trump alone. He's also supposed to have a conversation with Volodymyr Zelensky, the Ukrainian president, at the conclusion of these meetings. But Trump has said if it doesn't go well, he may not make that call and he may just return to Washington. Mike Licator, CTV News, Anchorage, Alaska.
Now, on his way to Alaska, U.S. President Donald Trump dropped another trade threat, this time on the semiconductor sector, which supports more than 120,000 jobs in Canada. CTV's Rachel Aiello on what this could mean for this country at a time when research shows anxiety over the cross-border relationship is skyrocketing.
Donald Trump says he's about to send tariffs on semiconductors climbing. Aboard Air Force One, the U.S. president said that either next week or the week after, he'll be taking new trade action against the microchips that help power virtually all electronic devices.
We're going to have a rate that is going to be lower at the beginning. Then that gives them a chance to come in and build, and very high after a certain period of time. And if they don't build here, they have to pay a very high tariff, which doesn't work, so they'll come and build.
Today, the Canadian sector, which does big business south of the border, said Trump's threat could have big implications, not only for consumers, but the country as a whole.
Semiconductors underpin the entire innovation economy. And if you're not able to access semiconductors, you're not actually able to be sovereign in the ways that we mean it in the 21st century.
With another sector now bracing for Trump's impact, new polling indicates anxiety over the state of Canada-U.S. relations is skyrocketing. Nanos' latest numbers show that in the last month, Trump and the state of trade talks overtook the economy and jobs as the top national issue of concern.
Knowing that as time goes by and as Canadian jobs are at risk because of this trade uncertainty, that there will be increasing pressure for the government, not just to get some sort of deal and to bring stability to the relationship, but to also help industries that are currently suffering as a result of Donald Trump.
Nick Nano said that while the Liberals still have a sizable advantage over the other parties in the polls, succeeding or failing on the Trump file is shaping up to be the first defining test for Prime Minister Mark Carney. Rachel Aiello, CTV News, Ottawa.
Taking a bite out of a popular cookie. Still to come on CTV News, Karis Maps takes us on tour of the new store that had people lined up around the building. A new spot for sweet treats is officially open in Waterloo. Crumble specializes in picture-perfect cookies, but as CTV's Karis Map explains, every week brings a new batch.
Oh my gosh, I am so happy. I am gonna be going here like pretty much every week.
Waterloo residents with a sweet tooth have a new spot to enjoy. Crumble opened its doors at 200 Northfield Drive West Friday morning. The company, taking social media by storm, is known for their creative cookies.
We have 7 rotating flavors. Every single week you get your cookie drop on Sundays. It is Instagram and TikTok famous. Everybody can't wait for them to come out. There's over 250 gourmet flavors that rotate throughout the year. So I think that's really exciting because it creates a buzz and excitement for what we're going to be serving.
People lined up hours before the grand opening in hopes of getting their hands on their favorite flavors.
Brownie. Cheesecake one.
That
it was
one,
like a
like the
strawberry
red,
one.
Something like
I
that.
don't know. It was really good though. I like the original though because it's just like classic, like the original semi-sweet.
They had this like key lime pie one for a while. I hope they bring that one back.
Originating in the United States, the trendy treats have made their way north of the border.
First time I went in America, and then last time I went, I brought her a cookie and she loved it so much.
How much dough? A single cookie is around $7. New to Waterloo region, but these co-owners are no strangers to the crumble craze. Back in April, they opened a location in Guelph, marking the first store in southwestern Ontario.
Born and raised here, worked here, and we've hired a lot of great local kids that couldn't find jobs.
Including Milos, who brought his aunt to check out the opening.
Well, I didn't expect this line to be this long. I think it's the best cookie out there. I think it's worth it.
The store is open Monday to Thursday from 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. and 8 until midnight on Fridays and Saturdays.
Sundays we're closed because we have to rotate the menu for the week after and give everybody a little bit of a break.
Regardless of what time you stop by, owners say you should be able to try any flavor.
Everything is made from scratch and baked fresh in house. So we constantly are having our mixers going, our ovens going. You can see back there. We're planning to have full cookie availability for everybody.
Karis Mapp, CTV News, Waterloo.
For the 146th year, the Canadian National Exhibition kicks off. Still to come on CTV News. From bizarre foods to wild rides, the CNE is back with a bigger than ever lineup. We'll have those details when we return. A Toronto summer staple is back for another year. The 146th Canadian National Exhibition has officially opened, with more than 1.5 million visitors expected to pass through the gates over the next 2.5 weeks. CTV's Jessica Smith has more.
The sights and sounds of the Canadian National Exhibition.
What a tradition, right? 146 years. I think we're all connected to it.
The annual fair is now open.
Well, we haven't been for 2 years, and so now we've decided it was time to come back. And it's been fantastic.
It's great because there's just so many interesting and new things here at the X.
With over 1.5 million people coming through over the 2.5-week period, it's an end of summer tradition.
It doesn't matter if you're a kid or 81 years old, there's something here for everybody. It's a really important tradition in the city.
From the food that shocks you,
some very extreme reactions. It is a shock factor with the spicy habanero bacon cotton candy, but people have been loving it.
My brain doesn't know how to, it's really good.
To the rides that thrill you.
To go on the Ferris wheel.
The drop tower.
Like the one that went upside down.
There's something for everyone, and it's all about making memories.
Well, that was Jessica Smith reporting. Looks good indeed. Well, let's check in with the national news team now for a look at what's coming up later tonight.
Tonight, labor turbulence sparks travel chaos.
It is frustrating.
Everything's just going downhill.
Tens of thousands of passengers grounded hours before a strike deadline at Air Canada. Later on CTV National News.
Beautiful conditions to get out and enjoy Riverfest Elora. That sun's still shining. Music on the stage throughout the hour. We're going to have a look at how your morning conditions are looking and wake up weather coming up. Here's your Friday night lineup at 7 o'clock. It's E-Talk before The Big Bang Theory at 7:30. Then at 8, stick around for Celebrity Jeopardy before Fear Thy Neighbor from 9 till 10.
It's Jeff, KP, and Backstage Ben in the morning.
3 awesome people that want to start your day or finish your overnight shift.
You'll laugh, you'll text, you'll call, you'll scratch your head, and maybe even beat Backstage Ben. Weekday mornings from 5:30 to 10.
Listen live on the iHeartRadio app or at 105.3 Virgin Radio.
All right, Alexandra Hollick is back with a look at what our team is following for later tonight. Alexandra.
Ashley, we're taking a deep dive into an act of vandalism in Kitchener's Victoria Park. People passing by the pond yesterday evening or early this morning may have seen something unusual beneath the surface. The city says it became aware of several submerged picnic tables and sent a crew to the scene to fish them out. We'll have more on what the city had to say tonight at 11:30. Ashley?
All right, Alexandra, thank you for that. Okay, well, it's time for our one last check with the forecast with Alexandra Pinto now, back at the Riverfest Elora event. Alex, we can hear you better now, and it sounds like it's even getting busier as the hour continues.
Yeah, it's definitely getting busier. More people lining in. We're seeing lawn chairs lining up by the stage as well as people are starting to enjoy performances. We've got a little bit of a break on stage before the next set goes on to perform. But beautiful conditions out here to enjoy Riverfest Elora. Again, this is taking place all weekend long. Joined now by Sean, who is not only a volunteer, but tonight you have a night off because you get to enjoy this event. First, I want to talk about the volunteering. Why is this something you wanted to be a part of?
Well, this is actually a really great community. Like, Elora is a beautiful place, and the community they bring everything together and they make it really easy for you. It's fun. It's a nice group to hang around with, and yeah, it's just a great opportunity.
What do you think about the atmosphere here today? I know it's just day one. Talk about that and also who you're excited to see hit the stage.
Well, it's just building now because it's just starting, but Silver Sun Pickups is coming on later. I'm super excited for that. And also Wheatus and Marcy Playground are tonight. So this is before even City and Color come on. So it's a great lineup they have this year.
How many years have you been part of this festival?
Honestly, this is my first time volunteering. I came last year and it was rained out and it was crazy, but this year is nothing but sunshine. It's going to be really exciting.
Nothing but sunshine. We're going to hope that Mother Nature also doesn't change her course. So a little bit better compared to last week too. What's it like too in terms of energy? Like you said, I know it's day one, but we're starting to see people flooding through the gates. It's pretty incredible to see.
Oh, it's really building. Like, it's real community atmosphere here. Like, if everybody doesn't know everybody, they make friends with people that they're meeting. So it's been really nice, actually. I've already made a lot of friends and, connected with some old friends.
Awesome. Well, you enjoy, and you enjoy your night off from volunteering this evening.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. So yes, it is beautiful, beautiful out here tonight. Very comfortable as well. And before we get into your wake-up weather, we're going to take a look at your 7-day forecast, starting with Waterloo region. So yes, today, beautiful conditions. Tomorrow, if you are planning to come to Riverfest Elora, nice and sunny conditions are expected with a high of 31 degrees. So it's Sunday. This is kind of the question mark. We're seeing about 40% chance of showers at this point with a high of 27 before potentially we could see a little bit of cloud cover make its way through to start off your work week. For Lambton, Kent, and Essex, mainly sunny skies for you as we look ahead to the weekend. 32 is your expected high for Saturday, 29 expected high for Sunday. And for southern Georgian Bay, in terms of being by the water, well, tomorrow not looking maybe too great, but just a 30% chance of showers we're seeing. There is a risk of a thunderstorm, though, in the forecast there, and then a chance of showers is sticking around for your Sunday. And here's a look at your wake-up weather. Sunny skies expected starting right at 6 a.m. with 17 degrees. Then by 10 a.m. we should hit about 26 degrees or so. And a note as well, if you are planning to come here to Riverfest Elora, humidity, that's also going to be part of the on the radar for tomorrow. So you want to stay as hydrated as you can. Bring a hat, try to find some shade, and maybe cool down a little bit as well. So yes, beautiful, beautiful conditions to enjoy. Ashley.
Some great advice indeed, Alex, to be sun safe out there while you're enjoying the beautiful weekend weather. Thank you so much, Alex. Appreciate your time, and we will be back with Alex tonight. Of course, she'll have some more details, and that is our time. Both Alexandras will be back here at 11:30 with your latest. Thank you for watching, and don't forget, check out our CTV News app anytime. You'll get the news as it happens with breaking news alerts, up-to-date information throughout the day. Just head to ctvnewskitchener.ca. Have a great night.